Hey, Dragon, what's going on? A few people get in and we'll get going. Hi, Banshee Mining. Why do I want the computer, hon? I hear you, Rick Butcher. What's on? What's going on, Mr. Minutes? That's all right, A&M. I'm just glad you guys just stopped by. Yeah, she's in the view. Somebody wants to call in, you can. You're welcome. Anytime. What's going on, Banshee Mining? Give me a minute, guys. Bear with me, guys. Bigger things. What do you mean it's all right? I got a buddy message. All right, Banshee Mining. Have a good day. Sorry about that, guys. My phone keeps going off. What's everybody up to? Hey, Andrea, how are you? I'm gonna get my phone pulled back up here. I know you probably can't see me as well. I'm here. Phone's being slow and it feels like it's 90 degrees in here. Make sure everybody hits that like button. Shout out. Yesterday's kind of dark. So you instead of putting it here, I should put it up there. Alright. But I'll have, let me show you something. Oh, hang on, I see Dragon in the back.
Hey, dude.
What's up?
Not much. I just thought I'd come up and say hi, so you know what I sound like,
Yeah, no problem.
instead of sitting there typing in the chat.
Right. So if I put it right here, I'm going to have to deal with this.
Oh, okay.
So I'll have to like figure out how to cut that out or do something. Because I do have it baffled.
That's really cool, Dan. Seriously,
Thank you.
dude.
I have it baffled here, but I stopped with the baffles here. And the bell goes all the way up to right about here.
That must have took you forever to build.
Oh yeah. Putting this and this together, it didn't take me as long, but doing the rest of it, it took quite a bit.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Uh, have you used
Right.
it yet?
Uh, not actually used it, but I just pre-seasoned it yet.
Oh, okay.
So Rockbush is saying I should put it right here.
Right.
I'm just trying to see if he would say anything. Hey, Jericho.
Hey, all in the chat.
Yep.
Yeah, that.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
I should put it here then.
Dude, that's pure talent. I'm sorry, but
Yeah, no problem. I've always wanted to pick up welding and do everything else like this, so I just figured like heck, I had an opportunity for a welder, so I picked it up, and so right here.
Yeah.
Hi, A&M. Oh, dear.
Yeah, that's gonna be really cool when it's done, dude.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, it is. I seen somebody, um, it was posted on Facebook or somewhere. They made a grill out of a skull, and it was really cool.
Yeah. I've seen quite a few. There was someone that made a uh, uh, those four style cabinets.
Yeah.
They turned that into a smoker.
Damn.
Yeah. See if I move it up any further towards this,
Yeah.
it's going to interfere.
Exactly.
But if I went with just a regular muffler pipe, I could get it up in there closer.
Right.
So I could do this. So I'll try on there. So I gotta start somewhere.
Exactly.
So this will work right here, Rock Butcher.
That looks like a good place to me.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
All right, so put it right here in the circle.
But yeah, I just thought I'd come up and support you in that. And
Right.
that's it. Yeah. But other than that,
I
hey, that's a
appreciate it.
real that Dan, that's a really good place.
Yeah.
I mean, just my opinion,
Yep.
but
Yep.
yeah.
I'm open to adjustings.
Oh, I know you are, dude.
Yeah.
I know. But I just thought that it would, yeah, it looked better right there.
Yep.
Perfect spot, dude.
Alrighty, Rock Butcher. I'll do that. I'll put a hole into it and I'll see how it looks afterwards.
Well, yeah, I get you.
Yeah, I just started doing these last year.
Yeah, I get you.
Yes, it is, Rock Butcher. Well, I mean, I can move it up higher because right about there is the height of the firebox.
Right.
So it's about up to the top of it.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Get the camera switched back around.
I get you
I
there.
always hit, I always hit the wrong button. It does a little bit like Butcher, but not like a lot. I can move the thing a little bit. All right, A&M, have a good day.
Sorry, I muted myself because I was opening a soda. So
Thank you, A&M. It does look amazing. Yeah, I tried to cut these see the support right here. The support going up. I tried to cut that that so I can lift this gap up. This side is not as bad. This side is worse. But I think the hinges lost its all of its thing. Hey, Clam Bake, Bean, and Pete, how you doing?
Yeah,
Yes, you should.
I think that thing's gonna be awesome when it's done. Are you
Oh,
gonna paint
yeah.
it?
Yeah, I'm gonna. I had some kicking around here, but I use uh high temp paint. That's good. Let me see if I can find the bottle. Oh, I can real quick. I want to mute myself so it won't be so loud. All right. This is what I use for primer,
Oh, okay.
and this is what I use to paint it.
Oh, okay.
And I usually do that while this is getting smoked, not smoked, but getting it pre-seasoned and everything else. So whew, it's
You know,
taking a
you
little
could.
bit longer than I wanted to, but it's all about
I was gonna. Yeah, I was gonna throw an idea at you, dude. You know, you
yeah,
could make a lot of money building that stuff for people.
yep. I s- I sold one. I sold one just like this, but it had a different base for like $120.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Yes, it is, Andrea. My next project after this is I'm going to probably be doing a trailer for a buddy, strengthen it up and make sure it's level. Then I'll be doing a different kind of smoker. Well, two of them will be like this one will be the firebox, and there'll be another one sitting underneath it. Will be the firebox, and one on top will be where the food was.
Right.
Nice, Convict. Hope you guys have a good, safe trip up there and enjoy the weather. I'm starting to get toasty in here.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool when it's done.
Oh yeah.
You know, people are gonna be like, "Hey, Dan, can you make me one? I'll pay you."
Mhm. Right. Yeah. As soon as I get this done, I'll probably put up a short video or whatnot, saying it's up for sale. I don't know how to. Sorry, the one closed the phone box door. But shipping it wise, I'm not for sure how that would go
I don't know.
because it's big and bulky, and also it does weigh a little bit. Yes, that's right. I am making money doing it. Yeah, spill pots I use sometimes. Like the smokestack I'm using to for my smokers. It's a muffler promoter muffler piece.
Oh wow.
Yep.
I think that's different.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely have to do that. Yeah, definitely back with you. Because something this big, it would probably be, I have no idea, probably close to $100 maybe. I'm just guessing. I'm not really for sure about that stuff. So,
Is learn as you go, dude. Trial
oh
and
yeah,
error.
yeah. And I just picked up welding just out of the blue. Didn't really, I mean, I watched some videos and whatnot on it, but it wasn't like a total learning experience. Right, Rock Butcher? But yeah, my buddy's got one of those, those old kerosene drums that you used to use for like businesses and whatnot for like tractor trailers and shit. He wants to turn one of them into a smoker.
Oh wow.
Yeah, a big giant one. Take a break for a minute. Rock Butcher, if you got a few minutes, you can call in if you want. No biggies.
Yeah, I do diamond art, Dan.
Nice. I like drawing and whatnot, but I'm not really
Hold on, I'll show you what I'm making.
the greatest
Check
at.
this out, Dan.
Oh wow, I like that.
Hmm.
My wife's is more into painting and doing that stuff than what I am.
Yeah, this is so. Um, no, this one's a big one. I did another big one this size. It was
Right.
it was of a witch. Turned out pretty cool.
Nice. Yeah, that is very nice, corn bake. Bean, bean OP, okay.
I enjoy doing it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's anything you could do. I think of anything you can capable of doing, you can do it and also make good money.
Yeah, I've had people say you should, make this stuff and sell it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
yeah.
I don't want to do that.
Yes, some people just pick it up for a side hobby and don't want to do nothing. And
No, I've made so many, dude.
how's it
It's
going? Art?
Good, man. I guess the rest of my afternoon's done now. Just working from home, but I'm totally digging what you're doing here. This is fantastic.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I uh,
It's definitely a work in progress.
I only have one smoker here left. It's just a vertical kind of kettle one because
Yep.
all the other stuff when uh, you know 20 years ago when I went overseas, I left it all up at my uncle's place, and of course so our hot smokers and we got cool smokers and cold smokers. The
Oh
cold
yeah.
smoker up his place we built was we actually built an outhouse, but without a pit and without a toilet seat, but it looks exactly like an outhouse. Um, and on the edge of a really steep drop off with a set of stairs, concrete stairs going down them, and we put the
Yep.
little stove about sort of 25 feet down that on a little landing, and then run the smoke up a long, long pipe up into the bottom of the cold smoker, and that's how we did most of our fish, turkeys, and stuff like that. They were
Right,
really
right.
good. But yeah, other ones we've got sort of like the offset style that you're building, but different in that it was very small, airtight stoves that were originally designed for ice fishing shacks. So they're like 1 foot by 1 foot by maybe 3 feet deep. And they've got just a little chimney pipe on the back, and we use 45-gallon drums. We knock a
Yeah.
hole in the bottom, balance it on top of the wood stove with some angle iron, and drilled a bunch of holes around so we could run steel rods through and put grates in there, and you could do, yeah, I mean, you could do 100 fish at a time in one of those things. So they were pretty industrial. A lot of fun.
That sounds really cool too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The one thing I've never done is actual hot smoking. My uncle does it all the time, but so I enjoy what he does, but cooking it for supper sort of thing. Most of mine's been for making preserved fish and bird and that kind of thing that you can just enjoy over time.
I just literally started making these last year.
That's
And
beautiful. It's brilliant. Yeah.
I appreciate it. When I come out here, some days I get frustrated or I'm just like bored and I don't want to feel like playing PlayStation and whatnot. I just come out here, do this, and like 2-3 hours, I look at the clock and I'm like, oh crap, time's gone by.
Yeah. 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 Once you get it all set up and you put a couple hours into sanding it down and that and get your primer on, and that paint will cover a multitude of sins, and yeah, and it'll look fantastic when you're done, I think.
On the door, I gotta do some trimming and whatnot to make sure it closes everywhere and be all right.
Yeah, right on.
I have a brace that's welded to here to help hold this. I tried to cut it to this side came up a little bit, but the other side is still open about like that much.
Yeah. Yeah, you've got to try to close most of those gaps because that'll screw with your draft, right?
That's
It's
right,
okay to
yeah.
have a little bit of leakage for sure. It's all right, but you
Yeah.
don't want
When I did my little live stream of me pre-seasoning this, I had to leave the back door open a little bit so I could get the air breeze to come in through.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was thinking about cutting the edges off on it so I could help with the airflow and whatnot.
On the firebox door, I wouldn't cut the edges because then if you do that, you can't control the amount of air. It's just going to be a steady amount of air. Like
Right.
I would maybe go more with maybe I don't know, drill a couple of holes or something like that, and then bolt like the end of a apple juice can on
Yeah.
to that bolt or something, so you could actually make it tight, so you could actually
Yeah.
adjust it to how many holes do you want of air
Yeah.
going in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but I didn't know how to attack it.
Yeah, because with my when I did the whitefish that I was writing about in chat there, and we do, probably 100 of them at a time or 50 at a time. The one we had was it was a welded. It had to be close to 100 years old, old wood stove, but it was airtight and it had just a little sliding latch. But then you got to get all fancy and you got to make little brackets to hold the little slider thingy. And whereas if you just drill a few holes, put a bolt hole up above those, and then take like I say, an apple juice can lid or something like that, put a little tab on it, and then you make it tight enough that you can adjust how many holes of air that'll do your airflow. Because with that, with my setup, I would slide it over until there was probably, I'd say, about a half an inch by maybe a 1/16 of an inch open.
Right.
That was the size of the hole that was letting the air in. And
Yeah, because
put the lid on and then just let it go all night.
I did have the door more over here a little bit centered, but I figured I'll put it off to the side a little bit. I do have room right here, I could do what you're talking about
I would just put it right in the middle of the door where you got that perfect circle right in the middle. Yeah,
right here.
just drill a bunch of holes right there, and
Uh,
yeah, if you put it down too low, it's going to get interrupted by ash and stuff like that. All you want to
yeah,
do is let air get in, right?
yeah. And like what I was saying before, where you said put it in the middle of the smoker. I only have beveled edges or holes to it about right here.
Yeah, I
And
didn't
from right
realize the
here,
internal. I didn't realize what the
yeah,
internal structure was there when I was saying
yeah.
that. So, yeah,
I was thinking about just cutting that out and having a big hole there, but I think doing it with the holes, it would just be a
I
little
think
bit better.
yeah, no, I think you're right. I think you got it right there, because that'll help focus the draw as well.
Yeah,
It'll it'll make the wind howl a little bit better in there and get that
yeah,
smoke.
definitely. And I just fabricated this up real quick
Yeah, that's a
just to
neat
help it.
little one. It doesn't get hot when you're burning.
Not really. Well, sometimes I'll have to put gloves on, and that's
Mhm.
not too bad.
Yeah.
So if I put it right here,
Yeah, I think
I'll
you're
have
good right there.
I'll have room. But if I move it up,
Yeah,
that little tab right there is going to hit.
gotcha. Just
But if
just
I
move
cut that
it.
tab off and move
No,
it over,
no. Just move it back about a half an inch down lower. Yeah, there
yeah,
you go. That's all. Now, if you open that damper, it shouldn't matter because you're going to adjust the damper anyway.
yeah,
You're not worried about the damper when you open the lid. So, yeah, it doesn't get in the way. So there you go. Perfect.
it's just pretty much just simple, flat.
Yeah, that's great, man. Looks good.
I think you did a great job with it.
I thank you guys a lot
No problem, dude.
because
All the support you can get, it means a lot to a person.
What are you planning on smoking with? What kind of wood, Dan? What do you got locally?
I'm not really for sure. Oh, I thought she backed up, but never mind. I'm getting used to this. I would like to pre-seasoning this up with apple wood,
Mm-hmm.
but as soon as I get done, yeah, after I get done doing this, it'll be up for sale.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So
Yeah.
it's up to whoever wants to smoke it.
Sure. Yeah, I've used apple. I've used black cherry a lot. We get
Yep,
black cherries back where I grew
yep,
up, and use that. The other one I've used a lot is alder, which is, I don't know how much of that you get down there, but it's kind of a swamp tree that we get up here. And traditionally, the First Nations here they used alder a lot, and I kind of didn't believe in it until I started eating some of the stuff they handed me, and so then I'm a big fan of alder. So
yeah.
yeah, you
And
got to
when
be
I
careful with oak. Oak tends to depend on. I don't use any of it anymore. I used it's either white oak or red oak, and it gives it a
right,
really acid flavor. I can't remember which
hmm,
one it was, but it was one of those two, and I'll never use it again.
yeah, and you're right into your hard work as in the, but in the long run, that does some good stuff, and it would hold. Oh, I gotta say, maybe 50 plus of meat or whatever you want to put on there.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
It'll hold a lot.
What are you planning on selling it for? If you don't mind me asking.
I tried it before for about 120 bucks.
How much?
120,
I think you're cheating yourself.
right?
I think you'd find a lot of people that would find that a bargain at $5.50.
Yeah.
I mean, you look around here, like, okay, I was in Cabela's down in Ottawa there a couple of months back, and I mean, the cheapest one there was $1,200, offset box like that, not that big. I can go to Home Depot and buy one, and they're like, I'm talking Canadian money now, $1,400,
Yeah.
$1,500. they're expensive, man. And you got to factor in the time and labor and stuff. Like,
Right.
once you
Well,
tweak that and you get it actually working, hell, I'll buy one off you for $500
right.
plus
Because
shipping.
yeah, I did sell a couple of them to a guy I watch on Facebook. He does auctions and whatnot.
Hmm.
So we kind of worked out a deal with that. I was thinking about going to like 150, 175 ish.
I think you're cheating
I
yourself, man.
thought, yeah,
Yeah. I mean, how many hours do you put into that? A lot, really.
a
So
lot.
your cost, how much do you want to pay yourself? I get it. You're fabricating something. It's hard to, if you sold it for what you thought it was worth, you'd never sell it, right? But
Yeah,
just make sure you're getting enough money back in to buy yourself a case of beer and buy another couple 45-gallon drums and welding rods and whatever else, right?
right. For 4 drums, it'll cost me about 60 or $70.
Yeah,
That's about 10 or 15 per bale.
that's all right.
Now, if I have the guy deliver it to me, it'll be like 80 because he would charge like 15 for gas.
Sure.
So you think I should sell this up to like 250 ish, roughly?
I'd say, yeah, I wouldn't go lower than that. I
Right,
think you'd be amazed. Did the guy who sells them online on auctions tell you what he got for it?
right.
Because I mean,
I
I'd be
sold,
willing. I'd be willing to
yeah,
pay 500 US and I think that would be a deal, even with shipping up here to
right,
Canada. That would be a deal for something like that. Once you get the bugs ironed out. Oh,
oh, yeah,
hang on a sec. Mommy's calling.
yeah. That's what I'm trying to do now is get it to where it's down and where it's not going to be anything else. Yeah, Andy said about 250. But I'll have to play it by ear and see what everybody thinks about it. I guess you had to get going. Bye, Dragon. I'm gonna shut the fan off. So yeah, it's almost about done. I just got to do final the final tweaks with it. I just wish this part here didn't tweak. Oh, let me show you something. This is what I got from just the regular old, actually, yeah. This is just the regular old house door
Yep.
latch.
Mm-hmm.
I just cut it off right here. So it can only be like that big.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, this part here on each side is like warped and it lost its rigidity. Yes, heavy duty. I figured these would be. What's that?
Did it warp like that after you seasoned it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
maybe because of you had that one area that had twice as much, or well, I mean 5 times as much when you look at the size of those
yeah. Well, I did.
metal in one spot.
Yeah. Well, I did put a fire in this part here,
Mm-hmm.
so I could burn off all the paint and whatnot inside.
Mm-hmm.
So that might have helped warp it as well.
Maybe if you on future models, if you put a, I'm just guessing here, Grease
Yeah,
Monkey would be a better guy to talk to, but maybe if you put a strip of maybe eighth of an inch, or even, I don't know, 16th might be too narrow, but maybe eighth of an inch thick by an inch wide steel strap on the inside on the bottom
right.
that you bolt the latch onto on the main smoker, not on the lid part, but just on the main
Yeah,
smoker. Maybe that
yeah,
would sort of help support the whole thing so you wouldn't get that deformation when it gets hot.
right.
You know what I mean? Like a strap, like almost like putting a stud underneath it or a lath underneath it to support the whole top.
Yeah,
You'd have to drill it and do all the math
right.
to kind of line up the holes, but it's cool.
Because Grease Monkey said put a piece of pipe on the piece of metal on the outside here to help fold over on the sides here.
There you go. Okay, he's saying the same thing I was, but except I said put it on the inside. He says put it on the outside. So
Yeah,
there you go. Yeah,
kind of be like that.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a learning experience, and
Yeah.
welcome to offers and any opinions. Right, right. I agree with you there.
Yeah, in any kind of endeavor like this, like you got to try to pay yourself too, right? So
Oh yeah,
I know my uncle, the same uncle I was talking about that does the smoking with me. He's retired, but he's like a cabinet maker by hobby, and he makes absolutely gorgeous furniture. He's made big armoires and dressers and stuff for his kids, and
Mhm.
I mean, these things, like if you saw them in a furniture shop, they'd be $2, 3, $4,000 a piece. And but he look at his time. Well, he hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours have gone in there. I mean, if he wanted to make $10 an hour, he'd be selling these things, you know, for $10,000 each, kind of thing, and nobody would buy them. So yeah, it's a tough call when you're manufacturing them a piece at a time.
Oh yeah. I've always thought about that, and when I got ready to sell this, I was gonna talk to different people on if I should stick it with what I had before or just jack it up a little bit. But now it all makes sense because I just went into this with just a blind eagle, you know.
hmm Well, if I were you, I would just sit down, get a piece of
Yeah,
paper and a pen, and make a list and say, what did this? Okay, 2 barrels that cost me this much. How many welding rods? What do those cost me? Right? Grinding wheels. What's that cost me? All the parts, whatever you used, and and then come up and there's your base price, right? That's
yeah,
not including what your paint cost and all that kind of stuff, and just come out
right.
because even if your base cost is $200 and you're selling them for 150, you're paying a dude $50 to take it away from you, which is not fair to you.
Yeah,
So sell it for what it's worth. Like I said, I've seen it, and if it had those extra little modifications and everything in it, like I'd be willing to pay you $500 for one of those things, US.
yeah,
You know,
definitely. Yeah.
so because I know that's cheaper than I can buy it at Home Depot right down the street. And
Right.
it's made by a friend, and it has a little bit more personal meaning to it, and maybe it doesn't have quite the fancy finish that made in a big factory has, but who cares, right? You're just smoking stuff
Yeah.
in it.
Oh yeah, definitely. The first one I made up, I just used just the one single one by itself, and then I just put a base on the bottom, and then just cut pretty much. Wasn't really like a fire pit, like a smoker. It was just like a regular fire pit
Yep.
itself,
Yep.
and didn't work at that great. I kind of divided it. Half of it be a firebox, and the other half be a regular thing.
Hmm.
Yes, it does have a unique style. But he sold that. I not really sure how much he got it for, but there's another one that I sold, and he's using it like all the time. Please get out of here. Sorry, I gotta take care of a bee real quick.
Don't kill it. They're few and far between.
Definitely. Get. There he goes. I think he was just coming by to see
Yeah,
what was
see what's
going
going
on.
on. I remember when I worked over in Africa there, that placer mine, the diamond mine I was telling you guys about
Yeah.
back a while ago. The African honeybees, they're brutal. And but we'd be stripping, with the big excavator and stuff like that, and you get the smokestack coming out of the back, the tailpipe coming out of the top back of the deck of an excavator, and over time it gets all kind of diesel soot around the edge of the stack, and man,
So,
that stuff is like rocket fuel for honeybees. I had no idea. And like the guys would be operating the heavy equipment, and the entire back of the stack, as hot as it was covered with bees that were collecting that diesel soot, and they would take
oh
it
wow,
back to their nests and make honey out of it.
that's crazy.
Just I have no idea what's in it, but it's clearly something they like. Like there'd be 1,000 bees on the back of a 440 excavator, and it was like, wow, man.
Yeah, it was always amazing on what bees can do.
Yeah, they're saying up here in Canada they're going to have issues with. I was just reading today the cranberry harvest in the province next door to me to the east, Quebec. They've got a big cranberry sort of farm, if you want to call it that, industry, and
Yeah.
they were saying they're worried about their crop this year because there's simply not enough bees to pollinate the plants.
Oh wow,
So,
that's crazy.
yeah, yeah, there's some kind of disease going through the bees.
Yeah. I was hoping Jelko would pop back in.
Oh, he said he had some kind of medical appointment to go to.
Oh yeah, that's right. He had to take a shower and whatnot.
I'm gonna have to punch out here shortly. I got making a pot of pea soup here for the kids tonight. We had ham
Right,
last night, so I'm gonna have to get that bone out, take the meat
right,
off,
not a
get
problem.
everything else going.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
So you're gonna be on Friday night with for Jericho's show?
Possibly. Yeah, I'll have to see what I'm doing.
Right on. Yeah, I'll be there for sure. He says he's got a bunch of rocks he wants to show me that he's found, and he doesn't know what they are.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
the light's good enough that I can see them.
Yeah, my daughter found a little ruby, or not ruby, like a little crystal or whatnot, like this big. It looked like a diamond.
Well, you'll have to show it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You'll have to show it.
Yeah, I will. I tried to last week, but it got going on too much.
Mhm.
But yeah, I figured I'll pop on here real quick, take over from Jericho and whatnot, and yeah, that is awesome. Yeah, I figured to come in the shop, tinker on this a little bit and whatnot, and was going to go live, but I didn't think it'll be so soon.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh well, you got something to do now. You got to cut that part out. You got to
Yeah,
mount that pipe. I don't know
yeah,
if I would weld it on. I would just bolt it on if that's easier. But up to
yeah.
you. Have you got some kind of a gasket that goes underneath it, or
No,
if you don't have a
no, no.
gasket, I just weld it on then, and
Yeah, that's what I was
that'll
thinking.
stop air from getting in around it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This is I got to figure out on one side of it. It's part not welded,
Hmm.
so there's a little gap. But yeah, I think once I get it all done, it would look pretty snazzy.
Yeah. You might just put a tack weld around the edge of it or something, and
Oh yeah, yeah,
close that gap up. As long as the metal's thick enough, you'd be good.
yeah. So with that one on the firebox, I should cut off completely and
I would, or I mean, if you don't want to, I mean, if you want to just leave it there, it might be easier just to stick a bolt in the top of it or something like that.
yeah,
But if you want it to look, finished, I would cut it off and patch it.
right, yeah. Because the
I
first one I did it, I kind of mounted it up on top of it instead of off to the side. But yeah,
so like you got to think
recently,
about airflow, right? So
mhm,
with it back there, the air's coming in the door and it's going to the fire and then straight up the pipe. And any smoke you're getting into your smoke chamber is just when the firebox fills up with smoke, it goes into the smoke chamber. But unfortunately, when the firebox fills up with smoke, it puts out your fire.
yeah,
And you kind of with smoking, you got to walk that fine line between producing fire and producing smoke. Like if you're going to do it for like me for an 8-hour smoke or a 12-hour smoke or something like that, you do need some air, but
yeah,
you got to kind of balance it, and really that's where that little, if you drilled a bunch of holes in that door and put a little rotating disc on there, you could
mhm,
adjust that flow. And you'll see pretty quick if you close it all the way, like your smoke production will die right off. You just got to have
right,
that happy medium between the right amount of smoke and not too much temperature.
yeah. If I'm bored later or anything, I might pop back on. I can't remember who else goes live today.
Yeah, I don't know. It's Wednesday. I don't know. I'm planning on having this will be our first backyard fire for the kids this season now that
Nice.
things have dried out. So this
Yeah,
afternoon after supper, we'll be out there having a fire. So I probably won't be online, but we'll all be back in the house probably 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock Eastern. So
right.
if something's going on, I'll hop on.
Yeah. I know. I think Benzo's going on late tonight.
Mm-hmm.
But anytime between them, I'm not really for sure.
Yeah, he was on last night. I was really hoping that he'd dive into those fossils a little bit more, but he didn't. So
Yeah. I think JP said his UV light battery's dead.
yeah, that's what he was saying. So that was too bad because when you see that, it's pretty spectacular. It's like
He
bing.
had some nice stuff there.
Yeah, yeah. I got to buy one of those.
Right. Yeah.
I usually rely on the company to buy them, but I should have one
Right.
myself. They're great for prospecting too.
Yeah, because usually in some spots where you can't get good other light on, you can use that to.
Yeah, and a lot of minerals fluoresce, and stuff that you would look at and you'd say, "Oh, no, it's just a little quartz vein, or it's just a little tiny calcite vein, or something like that." And you hit it, and all of a sudden, boom, you get a blue fluorescence off it, for example, and it's like, wow, that's actually it's like scheelite or wolframite or some, you know, tin or tungsten metal
Yep.
containing stuff, which is really cool. So,
Right.
there's calcite's usually kind of yellowy when it fluoresces. So, um, yeah, they're handy. They also make scorpions show up really good at night.
Wow.
Believe it,
Good to
believe it or
know
not.
that.
Yeah. Scorpions fluoresce. Yeah. 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 When I was working in Mexico, we used to go out at night for shits and giggles, and they had those little tiny brown bastards. This man, do they hurt? Oh my god! The big black ones, you don't have to worry about them so much. Like they sting you, it's like getting stung by a bee. But
Mm-hmm.
those little brown buggers, oh my god, they wipe you out.
I could
Arms swell
imagine.
up,
Yeah.
foot swells up.
Back in the day, my mom had an old Mazda pickup with a standard, and
Those are great
we went.
trucks.
Oh yeah, we went to go pick up a goat or something, and we put one of those goat crate boxes in the back that was all wooded and whatnot. I sat in this little crevice right next to it. Not even 5 minutes before we all got loaded up to take out. I at least got stung probably like 12 times.
Oh
Right here between my forehead, my butt cheek, everywhere.
man. Oh no.
Yep. Then I got then me, my mom, and someone else went. We all crammed the into the box of the truck and took off like that.
Wow.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
didn't even realize when we moved it and whatnot, didn't even think there would be any bees or anything.
Hmm.
But nope, I was
No,
wrong.
that's it. Yeah, no, a couple times I've been stung pretty bad. And usually you get it if there's when you're walking through the bush prospecting, if you're actually walking and not just sort of slowly moving along. It's not the first guy that gets it, it's the guy behind him when you're
Mm-hmm.
working with two, because the first guy is the one that pisses him off, and then he's already gone, but it's the second guy that walks by the nest that gets the hell stung on him. I've been that second guy a couple of times, and it's not fun.
Yep,
Oh,
definitely. And one day I was going riding on the road because at the time I was living on the back country road in a group home, and I was riding, and next thing you know, here comes a bee and went whoop, right here. You know what I did? I went like
mm,
this and popped the bee.
yeah,
Not a good. Not a
that's
good.
it. That's it.
Yeah. Now when every time, yeah. Now every time when
Wow, Andrea,
a
that's
bee
brutal.
comes around, yeah, that is funny.
Yeah, you get, if it swells up enough, it'll cut the circulation off to your finger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I got stung between the fingers one time, and I in Africa I was standing. I was telling you about those honeybees, and there was all kinds of them this one day, and I carry my rock hammer on my right hip, and
Mm-hmm.
I was just sitting there, and I had my hand resting on the head of the hammer, and with my fingers hanging kind of loosely, and I felt something between my fingers, and stupid me. Like, I've worked in Africa 5 years. If you feel something strange touch your body, the first thing you do is don't move. Figure
Yeah.
out what it is first and then do something. But no, me, I rubbed my fingers together and that was it. It was a bee, and whap, and my finger just went like this. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, I feel sorry for you, Andrea. I
Well,
would cry if my ring got cut off.
rings can always get repaired at a jeweler.
Yep,
Fingers you got
not
to
a
cut off.
finger.
Fingers you got to cut off due to gangrene don't grow back.
Hmm,
So,
exactly.
yeah. All right, folks. I think I'm going to
Mhm.
punch out here. I'm going to have to. I got to get that meat out and stripped off the bone, and get those peas in the pot, and get things ready for the kids.
Exactly. Yep. I'm gonna probably bake off you too for a little bit. I gotta go do a couple things.
Right on. Well, thanks for having me, Dan. It's been great
Not a
following along with
problem.
this project. I think you're doing really well. And
Appreciate it.
yeah, I'd like to see it. Like to see it when it's done. Or Model 3.0, when you get that one done, we'll all have to come down to your place and bring a bunch of meat, and we'll
Oh yeah.
cases of beer, and we'll just pitch our tents in your lawn and get her done.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, works good.
Yeah. Right outside of this wall, I turned a gas grill into a smoker.
Mm-hmm.
I just gotta put like a little divider in it so it just fits the heat better.
Yeah, yeah.
Then all that is just bending up some metal and putting it in there and calling it good.
That's it. Right on. Will do, Andrea. You guys take care of yourselves, and we'll see you next time we're looking at you.
Yes, I appreciate it for joining in and giving me some good pointers.
Take it easy. Cheers. Good night.
Yes, you too. See you later. Alrighty, guys. I'll pop into live stream. I'm working on the smoker. I'm going to hop off here for a little bit and get a few things done and whatnot. And then if anybody's not doing anything later, I'll probably hop back on and do some more working on the smoker in the shop. But make sure everybody's doing. Thank you. I appreciate it. And like everybody else says, I'm not gonna try to push it out as normally, but make sure you like, comment, subscribe, leave a comment, share if you have to. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take it easy.